Very good morning to all. I hope you are doing great. I'm also good. Very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Reena and I am so happy to have you here. In today's video, we are going to talk about this book, The Power of One Thought, and the author of this book is B.K. Shivani, and in which basically she mentioned about master your mind, master your life. So, in today's video, we are going to talk about chapter 5th, Taming Your Temper. So, let's start with this chapter. He returned after a long day at office. His wife lovingly served dinner. He groaned, "Oh, not again! Why did you cook this?" Banging the spoon on the table, he angrily stood up to leave. She instantly knew he was dumping his workplace frustration on her. He had done that several times. She politely said, "Please do not be angry. Please recall. I asked in the morning if you wanted this for dinner and you said yes. Anyway, let me quickly prepare something else." He replied, "I do not want anything. You cannot cook well, speak well, or dress well. You cannot do anything right." Wanting to calm him down, the wife offered a chair, but he pushed it aside. She gave him a glass of water, but he refused to drink. She pleased with him to become calm, but he yelled, "I cannot." The doorbell rang. The husband opened the door. It was a courier delivery boy. The boy suddenly realized he was at the wrong address and apologized. The husband smiled and said, "Never mind. You take care." He closed the door. The wife mumbled, "You were angry with me for no fault of mine, but you were nice to him, though he was at fault." He retorted, "I cannot help it. It is you who always makes me angry. You bring out the worst in me." Most of us have been in similar situations. We have either been at the receiving end of someone's anger even when we did nothing wrong, or we have fumed at somebody even when they did nothing wrong. What pushes your anger button? As the most evolved being on the planet, we enjoy taking control of every aspect of life. We even expect the world to submit to our idea of control. But when reality pans out differently, anger is the emotion we commonly create. We believe we are peaceful individuals, and it is those irritating people or horrible situations that make us angry. Check if you believe in any of these statements about anger. So here are some examples of anger. First statement is, "Other people and situations are the cause of my anger." Second example is, "Anger is a normal human reaction." Third one is, "Anger arises by itself. A little anger is harmless as it brings a rush of energy." Fourth statement is, "Anger is necessary to get work done properly and in time." Next statement we have, "Anger is justified at times." We might cite different reasons to be angry: failure to meet our own expectations, other people not being our way, someone making mistakes, unfavorable situations, or fatigue. If none of these reasons apply, we blame the stars, our horoscope, or genes for our short temper. Nevertheless, we believe the cause for our anger is always external. But that is not true. Anger is our choice and our internal creation. It is the result of our lack of self control, lack of patience, and lack of awareness to think the right way in response to a situation. I repeat these two lines again, these are very important. So, if you want to control your anger, so you can just aware about your environment, situation, or people. Okay, so you in this way you can control your anger, your frustration level. Okay, so I will repeat these two lines. Anger is our choice and our internal creation. It is a result of our lack of self control. These are the reasons. First one is lack of self control, second one is lack of patience and lack of awareness to think the right way in response to a situation. Anger begins in our mind at first as toxic or turbulent thoughts. When we do not control these thoughts, the turbulent energy creates impatience. As wrong thoughts accumulate further, they cause irritation. The next stage is of frustration. If we do not change our thoughts, even at this point, our bitter feeling develop into anger. As extreme expression of our anger is called fury or rage. Notice how each subsequent stages becomes more uncomfortable. So first stage is impatience, then it it convert into irritation, irritation convert into frustration, frustration convert into anger, and anger convert into rage, and rage convert into uncomfortable. Has your anger been useful? We spoil years of relationship by losing our temper once. We damage our reputations at the workplace by venting our frustration once. We lose a huge business deal by being rude to the customer once. We sustain physical injuries by getting involved in an incident of road rage once. Just one episode of anger often makes us pay a heavy price, although our angry reaction is a result of irritation or frustration that has accumulated over a long time. Having been led to believe that anger is natural, necessary, or obvious, most of us have created a habit of getting angry every now and then. This is why we often say things like, these are the some statements that I want to share with you. First statement is, the driver was late. I got angry. He promised to be punctual. Second statement is, I yelled at the plumber and he fixed the tap. Third statement is, the kids had messed up their room but cleaned it when I shouted at him. Perhaps anger did get us what we wanted externally. The driver, plumber, kids, everyone fell in a line, but within the next few minutes, another issue came up and we continued using the same method. As it seemed to have once worked perfectly, we got resulted once again. So we believed anger works and is necessary. This is true to a large extent. People understand our disappointment. They obey us and get things done. But we do not realize that it is all happening at the cost of our happiness, health, and relationship. Targeting someone with anger affects our relationship with him. When there are undercurrents in a relationship, the task we do will certainly not carry the right energy. No matter how hard we try to justify anger, the fact remains that it is neither useful nor justified. Let us understand with an example. Employees at an office are working comfortably, focused on their tasks. The CEO, known for his aggressive and critical behavior, enters. Suddenly, the energy of the office changes. A heavy and uncomfortable silence sets in. He starts hovering over his staff at their desk. He stands behind an employee, staring into the computer. That employee feels restless, scared, and anxious. His fear radiates negatively into his mind, body, work, and into the environment. As a result, the employee commits a mistake. The CEO quickly points at the error, embarrassment, and warns the employee. The employee feels terrible and cannot stop thinking of what happened. He just cannot focus on work. He feels powerless and intimidated. His ego gets hurt. He goes home early and shouts at his wife and children for the trivial reason, as if to prove to himself he is not weak. They feel scared. Their fear makes him feel slightly better. He tells himself, "This is good. People fear me. I am powerful." Effectively, the anger of the CEO had cascading effect. The employee created anger. He was not efficient at work, and his family started fearing him. Now visualize the CEO to be a peaceful and cheerful nature. Being calming influence, he prompted a positive work culture. His energy empowers the employee perform to his potential. The employee goes home in a happy state of mind. His wife and children enjoy spending time with him. In this case, the calmness of the CEO had a cascading effect. The employer remains happy. He worked efficiently and his family bonded well with him. Does anger impart a sense of empowerment? Often, when we remain silent and do not react, we are perceived as weak. Have you aware of this statement? When we keep quiet and remain silent and we do not react, then people perceived us as a weak. But if we yell and speak in a loud tone, accomplished by aggressive body language, we are perceived as a strong. So why people are taking us for granted, as well as sometimes they perceive us like that. You are very powerful. You are weak. If you remain keep quiet, then you are weak. But if you able to speak, then you are powerful. We hear people saying, "My silence will make everyone think I am a coward. If I keep quiet, they will take me for granted." We all know someone who speaks or behaves aggressively. They believe in arguing, venting, dominating, or even punishing other people to feel powerful. All I need to do is raising my voice, and my family immediately obeys me. When I get angry, no one dares to stand in front of me. There are people who resort to throwing things around to express displeasure. A teacher throws a chalk, a parent throws household items, and boss throws files angrily. People start obeying them out of fear or helplessness, leading them to believe that anger gives them the power to control others. Anger might give them outer power, which means power over people and situation. But what they do not realize is that anger takes away their inner power. When we lack inner power, we try to make up for the deficiency by exerting power over other people. Wanting to control other becomes as addiction. The expectation of people doing things the way we want, anxiety about getting someone to obey us, and disappointment if they disobey. Each of these scenarios takes to toll on our mind. Our inner power reduces quickly. When people obey us, we believe that we are powerful. But internally, our power keeps depleting for two reasons. Firstly, our sense of power becomes dependent on other people. Dependency is depletive. Secondly, the people who are being controlled will feel humiliated, rejected, and hurt. Their negative emotions are vibrations which reach us and deplete our energy. Other people cannot always be controlled, but because of our age, position, in a relationship or status at work, we sometimes feel entitled to feel angry at others. Fear or helplessness might lead them to comply, but their hurt or painful feeling are equivalent to someone telling us day after day, I'm unhappy and you are the reason for my unhappiness. Every time a person holds us responsible for their pain, fear, sorrow, helplessness, we receive the highest form of negative energy from them. The moment they think of us or meet us, their energy gets disturbed. But we wrongly believe that people obeying us means they respect us. People who are afraid of us cannot respect us. When we are respected, pure powerful energy comes to us for them. When we are feared, toxic and turbulent energy comes to us from them. Fear and respect cannot coexist. Instead of controlling other people, we need to control our thoughts, word, and behavior. When we are in control of ourselves, we can be confident enough to tell the self, I am a powerful soul. Even if other people's behavior or situations are not favorable, I remain calm, I remain stable. This is power, not over situations, not over people, but over the self. Powerful souls understand that everyone is a soul on a journey. They realize that everyone carries sanskar that are different from their own. So they accept that everyone ways of thinking, speaking, behaving, living and working are bound to be different. Other people always being exactly how we want them to be is not normal. People always meeting our expectations is not normal. What is normal is for people to be different, not wrong, just different. What is normal is accepting our differences. What is normal is to live and work with dignity with different people while adjusting to their different sanskar. An investment that guarantees better return. If you believe that anger is necessary, you tend to use it even in the most trivial situations. Even if you decide to be peaceful one day, you fail to sustain it. Have you considered for how long your anger could affect you? For starters, it is not limited to just the duration of your emotional outburst. Each time you get angry at someone, you actually make an energy investment, the return of which will keep coming to you until that person is emotionally healed. Let us understand the dynamics. First concept we have, your investment of anger depends on you. The investment depends on the bitterness you create in the terms of your intentions, words, and behavior. You are affected as soon as you create anger. Since the creator of any emotion is the first receiver of its energy, how long you remain invested in anger depends on the extent and duration of your energy feeling. Second concept we have, the return of your anger depends on them. The, the receiver of your anger might create hurt, resentment, or hatred. Their painful vibration to you as they believe you are the cause of their pain. This line is very important to understand. I will make you this line understand again. While the person, there are two persons, one is speaker and one is listener. When speaker talk like in that way, so that person is behaving like he is very angry to the receiver, okay, to the listener, and listener is very calm, peaceful. But what happen when the receiver or the listener listen the words of the speaker, then at that time the receiver get hurt and hated the speaker, and the painful vibration radiated by the listener, and receiver always blame for his pain to the speaker. So how this is very painful scenario. So it should be understand to the speaker, when he speak to the listener at that time, he used to talk politely and use correct word, not use abusive language, so that the listener get disheartened. Okay, I think this concept is now clear. So let's move to the next. For how long you keep getting return for the anger you invested depends on their emotional health. That person could take 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years, 20 years, or lifetime to heal. Until then, you receive their vibration of pain, which subtly deplete your energy. The duration someone takes to heal does not depend on the intensity of your anger. It does not depend on their mistake either. It solely depends on their ability to release or let go of their disturbed feeling. So please don't hurt anyone, okay? Intentionally, not intentionally, or not intentionally or unintentionally. Never hurt anyone. We make so many energy investment of anger day after day, year after year, the return of which keep coming. Sometimes we cannot understand why we are unhappy, why we feel hollow, or why we feel low. Now we know the reason. It is the return of our investment. For your own protection, it is important to apologize to whoever you lose your temper at. Make it a personal principle to apologize to people for your anger, irrespective of their age, role, or position. Your apology will help them to heal faster. You will stop receiving their vibration of pain. For any reason, if you are unable to apologize, orally send a message. Apologizing is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. It reforms your understanding that anger is wrong, so you can work towards eliminating that sanskar. If you use compassion, that is also an investment whose returns will be pure wishes and blessings that come your way. In this case, you may not even understand why you feel so light and happy. This again is the return of your investment. Next topic we have anger, a matter of choice. Do you lash out at elders at home? Do you yell at your boss? Do you shout at a 3-month-old infant? No, you do not. You remain patient and silent. At least you refrain from saying anything to them. Even if you disagree with them, this means you do not choose to be angry with people holding a certain positions of power, seniority, role, or responsibility. Then who do not angry at are those with who you believe it is all right to be angry or safe to be angry. Perhaps your sibling, friends, spouse, children, peers, or subordinate. This is a good news because it brings back the ability to control anger. That's all about in today's video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. If you like this video, then do like and subscribe my channel.